What is up, heroes? This is Midnight Zero, and welcome back to Let's Play Danganronpa. In the last episode, we started off the second class trial and met Genocider Show, which was incredibly well done, and a lot of you guys are excited to see how I react to all the twists and such that happened in this trial and the future trials to come. So let's hop right into this. We were just at the beginning of what's it called? Holy cow! We were getting right into this non-stop debate. That's right, the silencer and everything. Now, if you had an alibi, you say, yeah, something like that. Fujisaki's murders and your past murders, yes, have identical MOs. I don't know about that, but we'll see. That's all the evidence we need. Ooh, that maniacal laugh, though. Give it up, you're the killer. Okay, so we need to dissect something amongst that. Is Genocider Show really the culprit? Something tells me that might not be true. I was thinking about it too, and oh my goodness, the time 5:44:666. It's because Genocider Show showed up. I didn't kill her. I also love Genocider Show's like voice. If we look at her corpse, it's not the same MO. Oh my gosh, my aim is not that great. You guys did not fail to mention that. And that's because I'm actually using an SNES controller that's kind of losing its touch to aim for all these, so bear with me for the time being. I promise I'll try to improve my best. Score 96. We'll take that, A-Ray. We'll take that. Alright, let's see what you got to say. You said their MOs were identical, but is that really true? If you look closely, the way in which they were crucified is different. I actually think there are some differences between Genocider Show's past murders and Fujisaki's murder. Huh? Like what? Tisk tisk, you can't tell? She's like, yeah. Come on, you can't tell? I'm the one who did all. Quiet in the peanut gallery. I'll tell you what he's talking about. When I do it with passion and conviction. That's not exactly what I was thinking of. So, as any artisan would be, I'm very particular about how I go about my craft. And I'm particular the same way a renowned ramen shop is particular about its broth and noodles and toppings. But Chihiro Fujisaki's murder is like if that shop started selling packs of instant ramen. It's most certainly not my work. Can you show it? Allow me to try that again. There are two major differences between Fujisaki's murder and Genocider Show's past murders. The first major difference is the handwriting. We're in the victim's blood of the scene. Boo Baffy. Yamada-san, please. I was thinking of the scissors as opposed to like the cord, but I didn't really pay attention to that. Case file with this. You can see the handwriting is different. Your point being, nobody said I had to write them exactly the same way every time, but there is some sort of consistency. Oh. Yikes. Sorry about that, Nagi. If it's not the handwriting, it's gotta be the cause of death. Do you think they bled out? All Genocider Show's previous victims were killed in exactly the same way. I believe they were suffocated via crucifixion. They were murdered using scissors. Oh, that's what they were trying to get at? That wasn't very apparent. On the other hand, Fujisaki died of blunt force trauma to the head. You have a point. This is indeed a disparity. Weird, isn't it? That a serial killer known for a consistent MO would change things up just this once? But that's not all. There's one other major discrepancy. If the bloody calling card is the braised pork of my craft, then crucifixion is the boiled egg. Easy there, Genocider Show. Can we drop the ramen analogy? It's gonna ruin ramen for me. So what you're trying to say is that the second inconsistency is in the crucifixion. How she poses the bodies when she does it, what she uses. She uses the scissors to prop them up. You remember what was used to hang Fujisaki's body? Her hands were bound in the equipment with cord, which is how her crucifixion was achieved. And what of it? And well, quite frankly, it's not scissors. Using extremely sharp scissors. Listen up, I kill and I crucify using my very own handmade Genescisor. That's interesting. I'm an artisan, I'm picky about my tools. Her tongue is so interesting. Look at that. Plus, 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 plus. So what you go? What else is there different? Maybe like the shape of the crucifixion, like how low they're hanging. Or they're like the puncturing of the lungs. To choose your victims. Whoa. They were seemingly random to everyone else. So it's probably to see why I wouldn't have killed Babyface if you can figure out my rule. So in other words, Genocider Show follows a rule when choosing her victims if Fujisaki doesn't meet her qualifications. They know why they were Fujisaki's female. They were in love. What? Because I noticed in the book that... What? And bingo was his name-o. Yeah, the book had, like, showed 2 pictures of 2 guys. But there's a pattern of the victims of the Genocider Show murders. Yeah, they're both... Oh. If you know, like, Japanese names well, Takashi and Issei are typically male names. It's a little difficult to, you know, pick out as an American, but I do it with passion and conviction, but only with flaming hot hunks of man. What? So they gotta be really attractive males? I'm a slasher. I crave the very same hunk-on-hunk action Little Miss Gloomy so reviles. Oh my goodness. Man/man. Wow. That's like a ramen chef serving you spaghetti. Continuing the ramen analogy. This line I won't cross because I have passion and conviction. My perfectionism is what makes me me. You've made your taste and priorities abundantly clear, but that's all they are. Taste, priorities. But it all comes crashing down when you're forced to commit murder in order to survive. Quit your yapping, you sore loser. When I kill, it ain't for some reason like saving my own skin. And even if there was some situation where I had to kill someone else to save myself, I wouldn't crucify him or leave no bloody writing. Too much work and a dead giveaway. That is true. Given it's difficult to hide dissociative identity disorder. And anyway, no matter what the circumstances, my trusty Genesis are a must-have. Yeah, that's right. I couldn't even imagine her using a heavy dumbbell like that. There were no adequate scissors at hand, so you substitute them for a nearby dumbbell? Adequate scissors? I don't use just any old adequate scissors. I use my own earth-shakingly fabulous handmade Genesis. Handmade, wow. But you're even less likely to find here, dude. Oh, really? That's a scary thought. Dun dun dun. There they are. You're fully equipped. I'm ready to do it anytime, anywhere. Holy cow, that is a scary thought. You still think I'd use that rope and dumbbell instead of these babies, which I've got experience with? I wouldn't now, would I, suckers? I wonder how she actually goes about the killing. I mean, like, obviously if someone comes at you with, like, a knife or a sharp object, it's pretty difficult to deflect and all, but... Yeah. And anyway, I don't even know how to tie a knot, so I couldn't have used that rope. This is pretty difficult at this point. But then the real question is, who did kill it? It would have to be someone who's able to pick up a dumbbell like that, or like a huge dumbbell like that. I have no idea what's going on anymore. Is the serial killer seriously not the killer? Maybe? Maybe it's Owada. I know Ishimaru and Owada both would be like strong enough. I mean, Sakura would too, but not in the male changing room. But still, what about the crucifixion? That ain't public knowledge. That is the reason we decided it wasn't a copycat. But the real Genocider Show... Hold on a second, there is someone. Who else would know about that? Someone from like a noble class. Modus operandi. I mean, Togami, if anyone, I think. Make an accusation. I mean, I really think the only person who could have is Togami. I don't think he did it, but he's the only person who could have impersonated it. You could have done it, couldn't you, Togami? In a position where you can readily access secret government documents and internal police files. On top of that, you told me you used to spend a lot of time going over the Genocider Show case files. Well, this is true. So you're suggesting Master Byakuya Togami is the murderer? Ooh, this little groove going on in the background. Then Togami's insistence on Genocider Show being the culprit because he wanted to place the blame for his crimes on her. It's making sense, but I still don't see Togami doing that. The person who manipulated the scene to make it look like I did it. This gorgeous man in the glasses here. That's hot. Genocider Show is such a different personality. What do you have to say to these claims, Togami? I see. So you suspect me. Then tell me this. When did you first begin to suspect me? Thinking back on it now. Just before we discovered Fujisaki's body, you did something I think was a little peculiar. What did he do again? The changing room over there. Suspicious. Very suspicious. Wouldn't you agree? Huh? Suspicious. Doesn't look like anyone's checked the changing rooms yet. Let's look around the women's room first. You just mean to the women's changing room first, didn't you, Togami? But being a guy... You're saying my first instinct should have been to search the men's changing room? The victim, Fujisaki, is female. That's why I chose the women's changing room. Nothing more. It makes perfect sense to me. No, actually, it doesn't make sense. Why don't you tell us? What does make sense, Nagi? It's a glaring contradiction to what Togami just said. Just have to point it out. Now it's up to this, but again, new elements have been added. Ooh! Yes, new elements. More opportunities for me to mess up. The new gameplay element being added this round is called conversion. If you hold the triangle button while targeting a weak point, you can convert the weak point into ammunition. You can then fire the converted ammunition at another weak point. Ooh. If you fire the converted ammunition or chamber something else, you will lose the converted ammo. However, you are free to convert the same weak point in ammunition as many times as you desire. If you don't think you can refute the hidden lie or contradiction using the ammunition in your cylinder, then by all means try converting someone's weak point and making use of it. And just when should you attempt the conversion? Why, that's up to you to figure out. Ooh, this is getting difficult. I like this though. To say the least, you will not be able to complete this debate without using your newfound ability. I wish you the best of luck. Over and out. Thanks, narrator. Appreciate it. Alright, so what are we going to look to convert? And which point are we going to contradict with it? It's the real question. Monokuma File 2. That's it. That's probably not what we're going to be using. You said Togami did something strange before you found the body. But what was strange about that? As a man, whenever the opportunity arises, entering the women's changing room is perfectly natural. The victim, Fujisaki. The victim is indeed Fujisaki. That's why I suggested investigating the women's changing room. We didn't have time to go sightseeing. What's so unusual about that? I think I very much wish you had taken me with you. Oh, Yamada. I'm pretty sure the first point is what, her words. I just have to use her words against him. Huh? Cool. That's pretty neat. Before you found the body, yeah. I was gonna say, because it was definitely after we had seen the body that he suggested that, so. Alright. Come on, Togami, what do you got? That's pretty cool. There are so many different concepts, or not concepts, but like, tools you have to create ammunition, rotate through ammunition, etc. And which ones contradict which claims. It's really cool. I still think what you're saying doesn't make sense, Togami. I mean, you shouldn't have known who the victim was before we found the body. So your claim that you chose the women's changing room because the victim was Fujisaki doesn't hold up. Nicely done. Excellent, now we're getting somewhere, Makoto Nagi. But your allegations are still weak. You need more evidence. Is he, like, spurring him on to convict him? So is that all the evidence you have? I beg to differ. Go on, show it to me. What? This is interesting. He's like, you have more evidence against me. Bring it. Almost like, in expecting it, he, like, wants to counter it. Though, why is he acting like this? He's egging me on, but why? He should be feeling cornered by now, but it's like, it's not even affecting him. Come on, you're not telling me you're through, are you? You have more evidence. I know you do. I'm pretty sure. What else do we have against Togami? There is more evidence. Alright, kitty kitty. It's hidden in the discussion we had earlier about the discrepancies between this murder and Genocider Show's murders. It's the extension cord, maybe? Evidence that I killed her? The discrepancies between Genocider Show's murders and this one. There's evidence there that Togami is the killer. What exactly is she talking about? If I had to guess, it's the extension cord. Alright, let's do this debate. Desk lamp. Okay, definitely the desk lamp. Difference between the murders. Want me to go back over him again? Kill with knife. And maybe I also crucify with. Okay. On the other hand, Fujisaki was crucified with a rope, was it not? That is not true. Yes, yes, it was indeed a rope. That rope seems rather fishy to me. Yo, Togami, where'd you get it? Here we go. No! I was silenced. Someone else must have had it hidden somewhere. Darn it, I just got wrecked by that purple text. Okay, we're gonna speed up. I forget which one it was. Alright, it's almost go time. Where'd you get it? Alright, Owada. Come on, come on. Yes, yes, there we go. Alright, nice, we got it. Just under a minute. I'll take it. Now we get a slight break. Ooh, accuracy was kind of low, but whatever. Or aptitude. Whatever that means. Actually, you have seen it before, Togami. The rope used to hang Fujisaki's body wasn't just a rope. It was really an extension cord. Huh? 'Twas an extension cord? Saw you using that extension cord in the library, Togami. On top of that, after the murder, the extension cord had disappeared from the library. I refuse to believe that, as the person who had been using that cord, you missed that detail. There could only have been Togami who brought the extension cord to the scene of the crime. That is not true. However, it does put more pressure on Togami. I see, interesting. So this is the answer you've settled on? After killing Chihiro Fujisaki in the women's changing room, I hung her body and wrote the bloody message to make it look like Genocider Show had done it? Is that about cover it? Then how did he get in the female's changing room? It's like he's taunting me for some reason. He doesn't have anything to worry about. Wait, nothing to worry about? I ask you a question. Is that your answer? Yeah, that's our answer. You killed Fujisaki. The opposite of agreeing, she says in her maniacal manner. It seems like a very plausible thing for you to do, Togami, after all your talk about this being a game. Hey, would you mind holding off for just a minute? I'd like to keep the discussion going for just a little bit longer. Is that really necessary? We've already figured out who did it, dude. Yeah, I'm not so certain about this either. The way Togami's acting. Maybe we have, but still, it's obviously better to be certain. Something doesn't quite feel right. Doesn't feel right. And what would that be? I killed Chihiro Fujisaki in the women's change room and then manipulated the crime scene so it appears as though the psychopathic homicidal maniac was responsible for the murder. And what exactly doesn't seem right about that? Why is he doing this? Could be like a sense of maieutic teaching, and if you know what that is, but it's like asking questions of someone so that they come up with the answers on their own. But it's like in a guided manner. Is that really how it happened? Something strikes me as off about what Togami said. The crime scene, the extension cord. Gotta be the crime scene because it's stuff from the men's changing room. You said you killed Fujisaki in the women's changing room, Togami. I'm not so sure about that. I think the murder might have taken place somewhere else. Unbelievable. You've let me down, Nagi. Thought you were going somewhere else with that, but if I've never been more wrong. She died in the women's changing room. There's no question about that. It couldn't possibly have happened anywhere else. Why is that? Isn't it possible she was killed somewhere else and then brought there? I mean, the poster was changed, the mat was changed, along with the rest of the scene. I think the whole scene was moved. I expect you to have some evidence to back up a claim like that. We do. Did I just throw him off balance? He's been so confident up to this point, but as soon as I mentioned the crime scene, maybe it never occurred to him that the murder could have taken place elsewhere. Hey, don't leave the rest of us behind, soldiers. What do you mean she was murdered somewhere else? This is getting good, just as I expected. If you have evidence showing she was killed somewhere else, then hurry up and present it. Here we go. The first piece of evidence suggesting the crime was committed elsewhere is the thing that was switched. Ogami's testimony. No, that's not it. Where's the stain? There we go. Before I do that, I need to bring up the thing I know got switched. First piece of evidence suggesting the crime was committed somewhere else. It's the thing that was switched. Oh, so that's one of the things, but they're talking about the poster then. Changing room posters. Oreda! Or Areda. The posters in the two changing rooms suggest the murder might have taken place in a different room. Posters are your evidence. In the women's changing room, there was a poster of a busty supermodel, which is apparently, in English, a big-boobed supermodel. Shout out to Noah, the hockey gamer, for telling me about that. You get to hear Makoto Naegi say, a big-boobed supermodel. I might even just, like, edit that clip in or something. Doesn't that seem a bit strange? I mean, really? A poster of a female model in the women's changing room? She's not busty, she's busted for having some fake titties. Oh my god, genocide show, please. On the other hand, poster hanging in the men's changing room is of a boy band that's extremely popular with girls, Tornado. That too seems a bit out of place, wouldn't you think? So you're proposing the posters in the two changing rooms were switched. That's not all either. There's one other thing about the two rooms that doesn't add up. Isn't that right, Ogami? Are you referring to my protein coffee? Protein coffee. One day while working on the women's changing room, I spilled protein coffee on the floor. And yet, after the murder, the stain had been clean, spotless. That's not exactly right. It was just relocating. Ta-da! Stained carpet. In the men's changing room. The stain on the carpet in the women's changing room wasn't actually clean. I found it on the carpet in the men's changing room. That's indeed the mark left by my protein coffee. So even the carpet was switched. But to what end? How about to move the scene of the murder from the men's changing room to the women's? I beg your pardon? In other words, the culprit moved the blood-stained poster and carpet along with the corpse in order to relocate the crime scene in its entirety. I confess that is a legitimate interpretation. What would the culprit gain from doing so? Huh? Is it truly necessary for them to go through all the effort of relocating the crime scene? Actually, no, the more important question is, if she was really killed in the men's changing room, how did Fujisaki gain access to the changing room? To enter one of the changing rooms, you must use your Electro ID on the card reader by the door. However, Fujisaki Bikima only had access to the women's changing room via her Electro ID. In short, she couldn't have gained entry into the men's changing room. Wait, there's one way, and if you'd like, I'd be more than happy to tell you, dude. Forgive me if I don't believe you. Believe it, because I'm about to tell you how she could have done it right here, right now. That's true, because of the, what's it called? The leftover Electro IDs from dead people. And Leon's is missing. Broken Electro ID is going to be the important. Oh, darn it. Is it really possible? Could Fujisaki really gain access to the main changing room? Aha! I've got it. Oh, there are a lot of statements in this one. She modified her own Electro ID. She's a super duper high school programmer. That cannot have been outside her abilities. Is fair? Nope, that ain't it. She's discerned something from the entrance hall. Huh? What's something? All the chatter going on right now. What else? Wada's Electro ID, dude. Using that, she could have gotten into the men's changing room. Could have used Kawada's access room, but that assumes she could have used it in the first place. I've got it! Here we go. What? She modified her Electro ID. Is there some sort of contradiction between my statement and that evidence? I thought so. Yikes. Darn it. Maybe it's gotta be the other statement. There we go. It is somewhat difficult to tell, like, which points are contradicted by which evidence, because, like, there's a logical step there, right? And it's difficult to assume what the game, like, creator's logical step would have been. But it's all good. Fujisaki couldn't possibly have used Kawada's Electro ID. Well, why not, dude? Because when I found an entrance hall, it was broken. That makes sense. There goes my idea. It's almost impressive how quickly you surrendered. In any event, was it not against the rules to make use of another's Electro ID? The rules only prohibit the lending of Electro IDs. They say nothing of borrowing someone else's. Which is to say you're free to use any of the dead students' Electro IDs without violating the rules. Thanks, Monokuma. Although it makes no difference since his Electro ID was broken. In which case, she must have reprogrammed it using her skills as a super duper high school programmer. Objection, it's impossible to modify an Electro ID. An alarm will go off if you open one of them up. Then why isn't it working? Given she could neither have used Kawada's Electro ID nor modified her own, could perchance Master Makoto Naigi's line of reasoning have been incorrect? If she couldn't get in the men's changing room, then yeah, that's what that means. And my vote goes to Togami. Is that really how it happened? No. Here we go. Kirigiri about to shine light on the situation. I agree with Nagi. I think he's on the right track. Open her mouth for the first time in who knows long. And that's what comes out. This kid could have gotten into the men's room. Couldn't have gotten into the men's room. That means, just how can you be so sure? There is another way. And that is... Explain yourself, Kirigiri. What is this other way? Yes, of course. But to do that, could I possibly request we take a short recess? There's some place I'd like to take everyone. Whoa, whoa, whoa. What you talking about? Monokuma's like, what's all this recess nonsense you're talking about? If you allow it, it'll make the rest of the trial much more exciting. Which I'm sure you would enjoy. Oh, it'll make the class trial more exciting? Now Kirigiri manipulating Monokuma. Alright, that's cool with me. This class trial is now officially in recess. What? Seriously? So where's this thing you want to show us? And don't think I'll let you off easy if it's something stupid. I'm sure you won't be disappointed. Let's get going. Where are we going? With nobody really sure what was going to happen, the class trial went on recess, and we all followed Kirigiri. Her destination was... Where are we? The crime scene, of course. The women's changing room? Gone over this place with a fine-tooth comb. What do you expect to find here now? Examine the victim's body again. Very carefully. And actually, I feel like there's about to be a huge bomb dropped on this trial. So I'm going to have to leave it there. I don't have a ton of time to keep recording. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys are enjoying this class trial as much as I am. This has been really cool. It's gotten a lot more challenging. I actually really do appreciate that. And of course, I hope you guys are looking forward to the next episode. But until then, this has been Midnight Zero. And this mission is complete. Danganronpa.